this video I'm going to show you how to put an irrigation system in. So at this property we have a frost-free valve that we're going to tap into. So I dug the hole. Let me show you that. Now you'll want to do a flow test with a bucket. See how fast your water fills up a bucket. You should be going for about 20 gallons per minute. And then we will unthread that, put a T in with the curb stop, and then that'll come up to a backflow preventer that will mount right here. I have an irrigation box. This property is about 50,000 square feet of lawn. So we'll have one manifold box here, and then we'll have a line go out, second manifold box, probably third one, and maybe a fourth one over on that far side. So here's all our goodies. I'm gonna start measuring off. So these heads shoot about 30 feet, 30 to 40 feet. So I'll put them 30 feet apart so we have good coverage. So with that box, this zone will start right here. So I'll go head, and measure it around. So then I'll kind of build, I'll just spray paint right now where I want my zones at. And then we'll get the trencher in here next week after I put this in and go from there. Okay, so our backflow preventer's on. Got our shutoff valve at the bottom of there. We'll run a line from there over to a manifold box. Yesterday I got all the lines trenched, and a big thing you want to do is figure out how much water flow you have and water pressure, and that'll tell you how far each sprinkler head will shoot. In this case, I'm about 30 to 35 feet of distance per head. So like here's a head, and then you measure off that distance with about 30 feet to there, and space them out so that each head will cover one another. And then based on your flow and how much flow each head uses determines how many sprinklers you get per zone, which I'm about 6 to 7 sprinkler heads per zone. So like my first zone over box here, it'll come out, be the first sprinkler head. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. I think this one has 7 actually. Then the second zone comes up, and then I'll put a T in, and it'll run from there all the way down. And third zone will go down that way. Fourth zone, go head, and head. So that this is the end of the zone, but it's about 30 feet from the end of zone 1. And then you run the main line from that manifold box. Create my next manifold box down there. And then there's a zone there, and then a zone there. Go off T, zone, T, and another zone. And then once we get around to the back, kind of the same thing. Just make sure you have proper spacing in between sprinkler heads. And also what I'll do is, like over here, for example, we have a sprinkler head here that I did with the trencher, but our next zone over here, it's going to be in between sprinkler heads. So there's going to be a sprinkler head like right there and right there, so that, you know, it's not like sprinkler head, you know, they're offset. And just, yeah, make sure your measurements are all good. This is going to be a 14 zone system, I think it is. So today I'm going to get all my pipe rolled in that I have over there, and I'll backfill everywhere except right where I'm going to put the sprinklers at. So I'll leave like this section open so that I can put the saddles on for each head, which that'll probably be tomorrow. It'll probably take me all day to do all this pipe. It was supposed to be almost 100 degrees today, so I might call it a little early since there is 0 shade out here. I mean, you got a little bit, but it's early morning now, so it's gonna get nice and toasty out here. Okay, so once you get everything trenched, then you start laying out your zones, build your manifolds. So I just build them out of PVC. Go into there, mark the red for my main line. Mark out your zones, like I said, 30 feet apart for them. You just start running them. Use 90s where you can. It's better to do arcs without 90s, but right here it's a little tight. And there's a T in there, runs to that zone. And there's 3 other manifold boxes. I try to do that so then you're not having 4 manifold boxes right here and then you have to run a line all the way around to over there. So manifold box over there, one on that side of the house and one right there. Kind of keep them centralized. So those are all in. I just pressurize the system. Make sure all my main line and manifolds are good, and it looks like they are. So then usually what I'll do is let's see which one would be easy, probably this one. Turn them on. That'll test your connections here. I guess it's not fully pressurized, but it also gets all the dirt out of the lines before you get your sprinkler heads on, because putting these together, you'll get a little gunk in there. So it should be that one there. There. It'll come out, be all dirty, gets all the dirt out, so then when you plug your heads in, it should get most of the big stuff out. They have a lot of iron in their well, so it is a little bit iron colored. Right there, it's a lot, wow. Geez, river running red. We'll see how it runs, but we might have to put a filter in, like a pre-filter for this. But if it's all flowable, oh yeah, there it is. Then it kind of clears up. So yeah, we should be good without a filter. Oh yeah, now it's getting pretty dang clear. So I just do that to clear out all the zones, and then I'll go through, put your Dawn saddles. Those just clip right onto the pipe, and then you tighten that down. Funny pipe it. Then we'll run our solenoid wires, which I pre-ran those. So I'll show you those. Let me turn this off. So I've got 4 boxes. So I have 4 solenoid wires that are going to run to this electrical panel, and that's where I'll mount the box. So you want to make sure, since I have 4 zones per box, there'll be a 5 wire, you could say. So 1 white and then 4 other colors for each one. And then these 3 run to each box. We can walk down there so you can kind of see what's going on. But yeah, the biggest thing is making sure your flow for your water source and your PSI, and that'll tell you your distance to set apart each head. And then you kind of just, I don't do anything fancy. I just kind of start on the outside and then measure in about 30 feet, go with the next zone, 30 feet, next zone, and you kind of just figure out where the lines need to go as you're going. And it's always better to put more heads than less. So yeah, this one, main coming in, main going out, zone, zone, zone. So 1 zone there, 1 zone goes along there. These ones go out in T and T, just so we get optimal coverage. It's always better to put in more heads if you're not sure, because you could always just put a smaller nozzle on that's less GPM. So most of these have 6 to 7 sprinkler heads per zone. I think 1 zone I have 8, but they're kind of close together, so I'll be able to run smaller nozzles that'll use less GPM, so I can still, so I'm about 20 GPM. So there's another one. I didn't spray paint that one for the main line, but I'll get the boxes set in tomorrow. I still gotta dig out some of this to run my sprinkler head there. I'll do all that sprinkler head stuff tomorrow. And then probably the next day I'll do all the wires and mount the box, and then we should be good to go. You can buy pre-made manifolds They're a little bit more expensive, but these ones aren't too bad to put together. So yeah, this one just has 2 zones on it. Yeah, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 heads on this zone. But a lot of these, like those 2, those 3 are really close. So that one I could use like a 1 GPM head instead of a 3. And probably same with this one that I'm on, because there's another head right there. So that'll allow me to get away with 8 sprinklers per zone. And then sometimes I'll put in a garden hose spigot there so you can blow out there, but I'll just blow it out at the backflow preventer when we're ready for that. So yeah, saddles and heads tomorrow, and then wires after that, and then make sure this is all backfilled. This one's really rocky, so I'm gonna have to pick up a lot of these rocks and I'll drag it with my lawnmower. It has a little box blade on it to really get the trench filled in and overseed it, fertilize. It'll be good to go. Okay, so I've got a couple zones plugged in. Doing a little test run. So right now it's going, there's a sprinkler head right there. So it looks like we're gonna have some great coverage. Looks like these ones are just going over that line, so it's perfect for coverage. Sometimes you gotta adjust the front nozzle right here, and that'll, as you can see how it's kind of a jet near the end, but it's got a good water fountain beneath it. Yeah, that's looking good. So let's see. Yeah, that's my 3rd zone. I got that one, and that one all plugged in. So I'll just cruise around and keep putting those on. I'll show you how to do those saddles and the funny pipe here on my next one. Okay, and once the sprinkler head's in, you have your irrigation boxes, put them on, then you run your wires, run them all to the white. Each one to the white, it doesn't matter which one, just one or the other, and then the other one to a color. So this one I had a 5-wire, red, green, blue, brown. And then what I do is I'll set it to come on for 3 minutes per zone, and then I'll so it's coming on now. And I'll go around, make sure all the spray patterns are good. When I put them in first, I usually try to make them pretty close, but you want to make sure they're not spraying the house like that one over there spraying underneath the deck. So I gotta fix that one. And 3 minutes is about enough time to walk around and see. These ones should be on 360, and then yeah, run through all those. I'll show you the panel, how I hook them up to the timer box. So this place, they have a sub panel over here that I mounted my box to. It's got all 4 wires. You run those up, all the whites to the common, and then just start running your zones. I like to keep them in order. So red, green, blue, brown, red, green, blue, brown, red, green, blue, brown, red, green. That's that one they had 2. That way when you're running through all of them, you're not running from over here to over there. Same thing when you're blowing out, it's all kind of in order as it goes. So you do that, and then you just set the timer to whatever you want. That's pretty simple to do. And if you want to run manual, go like that, and get the little water icon. This zone, I forgot a couple nozzles, so depending where you buy it, you could, sometimes they'll give you these. These are different flow rate nozzles. Some of them are already put in, but I just forgot 3 when I was going with my test through. And yeah, then other than that, just I'll run my lawnmower with a little drag over it to kind of fill in all these little spots. And then, yeah, just test it, make sure it's good, set your timer, and it's all good to go. grass seed. We'll overseed all this. It's a little sparse, the grass existing, so this will help fill in the trenches and really get this place looking nice. Okay, just like that, got it all set. So what I did, since I just overseeded the lawn, is I set this to start 3 times a day. So 6 a.m., 10:30, and 3. Each zone, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the zone. 4 hours and 29-minute run time, so that these don't overlap. And I've got it on for every day. Right now I just have zone 7 running. And yeah, that's how you put in a sprinkler system. So I've said it before, but yeah, the big thing is your water flow, making sure your pump can handle it, or if you're on city. I mean, this thing uses quite a bit of water right now. I mean, we're running, you know, up to 15 to 20 gallons per minute, and it runs for 4 hours, 3 times a day. And that's right now as just getting it seeded, getting the grass seed growing. And then once this pops up, it's the fall right now, so I'll winterize it here in a couple weeks. And then in the spring, I'll overseed and fertilize again. Same settings, and then we'll taper it back to once a day. Do it super early in the morning, and then once every other day once the grass gets established. So yeah, I did this lawn last year. This place was just really rough construction, bunch of weeds and roots and big boulders everywhere. Like a lot of those boulders I piled up over there, and I used a tractor with a box blade and a rototiller and got everything scraped up into piles, and then put that in my dump truck, dumped it in a pile over there, hauled like, I don't know, 80 some, maybe 100 yards worth of call it fill dirt out of here, and then brought in a couple loads, 50 yards of topsoil, spread that out everywhere, used my skid steer and then just a lawnmower with a gate panel on the back to drag it all smooth. And then I seeded it last year and this spring, but this soil's so rocky and pretty hard to grow without irrigation. It looked really good this spring, but as you can see, it's just pretty sparse. So a lot of this grass will take root now that we have water on it. So it doesn't look too bad, honestly, but definitely once this grass seed that I laid down, I used the coated seed. You can see the little green things, green seeds. So I tried to rake them in with the box blade the best I could, especially on the trenches. So, and then he said he's gonna come and pick up a lot of these smaller rocks, so it's nothing will hit the mower. But yeah, I think this is gonna get this place green for sure. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, you can drop them down there in the comment box, and like and subscribe for more content. Thanks.